We will start in a few minutes. We're waiting for some people to attend. So just hang tight, talk among yourselves. Don't leave unless you want to. Except for Valerie. All right, welcome everyone. Come to order. Start off with a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Motion to approve the minutes from January 21st, 31st, 11, and February 13th.
So move, Mayor.
Motion second, all in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Chief Knox, do you want to come forward? I'll meet you down here.
Chief.
All right. Susan, if you guys want to come on.
I'm going to read a remembrance of Christopher Shane Hartzell. Whereas the city of Concord and the greater Cabarrus County community mourns the loss of Christopher Shane Hartzell, who passed away on January 31st, 2025 at the age of 50. And whereas Christopher Shane Hartzell was born October 31st, 1974 in Cabarrus County to the late George Slim Hartzell and Pamela Elwood Hartzell. Whereas Chris graduated from Northwest High School in 1993 and earned an associate degree in fine arts from Brevard College in 1997, demonstrating a commitment to education and personal growth. Whereas Chris married the love of his life, Susan Patterson, on June 24, 2000. Together they built a loving family, raising their children, Shelby, Emma Ray, and Tucker. And whereas Chris dedicated his life to the service as a firefighter with the City of Concord Fire Department, joining the department in February 4th, 2002, serving in honor, bravery, and unwavering commitment to protecting his community. Whereas in addition to his firefighting career, Chris was also a skilled taxidermist and a proud owner and operator of Hartzell Taxidermy for over 20 years, sharing his passion for the outdoor and craftsmanship with many. And whereas Chris, known for his love of hunting and fishing, and when not at the firehouse or at home, he would often be found in nature, by the water, and in the woods, enjoying the activities he loved most. Whereas Chris was a man of warmth and generosity, never knowing a stranger and always ready to share a story. His famous tall tales bringing joy and laughter to those around him. And whereas he was a cherished husband, father, brother, uncle, and friend, leaving behind a legacy of kindness, service, and dedication to family and community. Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Concord, the Concord Fire Department, and the community at large extend their deepest sympathies to Hartzell family to express profound gratitude for the service, dedication, and joy that Chris brought into so many lives. Be it therefore resolved that the resolution be entered in the official records of the City of Concord as a testament to the profound impact Chris has had on our city, its employees, and the residents he so faithfully served. This is adopted the 13th day of March, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Agenda, a presentation for Susan Sessler, who retiring from the city.
So moved, Mayor.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor, raise your hand. Susan, if you can come forward, I'll meet you.
Susan, what's that all about? No pressure. No pressure. Good Lord. It's not a fire squad, that's right.
Hi. We've only worked together how many years?
A while.
Yeah,
I was
wow.
younger.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell the audience a little bit about you.
Okay.
It started at the age of 2. No, I would- All right. Susan has been the Building and Grounds Director for the City of Concord since July of 2013. Under her leadership, the management of both facilities and ground maintenance has consistently remained at a high level due to the creating and adhering to strict maintenance and inspection schedules. Susan has always put a premium on performing work with in-house resources whenever possible, only choosing to outsource as a last resort. Building and Grounds had a total of 52 coworkers when Susan came on board. That same team is now comprised of 71 coworkers presently. As the City of Concord has grown, so too has the need for talented, skilled, and dedicated coworkers to offer internal support to public-facing departments. Susan prioritized customer service and respect, along with accountability, communication, and teamwork, while growing Building and Grounds to the department that it is today. While leading the Building and Grounds Department with confidence, respect, abundant knowledge, and ability, Susan has partnered with all city departments to projects at one time or another. Susan has actively listened to matters that were brought to her and efficiently collaborated with her team to provide practical solutions. She always acts as a servant with a servant leader mentality, leading by example while being willing and able to join in and offer support where needed. Susan has leveraged technology by spending many hours tailoring city works to receive, house, and implement the approximately 3,500 work orders performed by Building and Grounds each year. She is also responsible for digitizing the cemetery work orders and records by mitigating all information in the web-based software that is now used. Susan has continued to grow her knowledge by recently earning her Master Gardener designation. She advocates for natural plants, low-maintenance landscaping. Installing the right plant in the right place is very important to her as to reduce the input and increase the rate of survivability. City of Concord would like to thank you, Susan, for your 11 years, 9 months that you dedicated to Building and Grounds, and wish you only the best in your next chapter.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we have you printed that upside down.
They don't
No.
want to take our picture.
But I think we can arrange this. Since LJ didn't do this, I will make sure that we get a picture right now. Yes, you can.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Council would like to also,
Well, I just,
yes,
since I've got the floor.
you got it. It's all yours until April 1st.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you all for the opportunity. It has been a wonderful experience, and I cannot tell you how impressed I was when I walked in the door and I met Brian Hyatt, Scott Paget, and all these other fine people who have done such an incredible job here at this city. And for me to be a part of it and to end my career here, what could be better?
Oh.
So anyways, thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed all our time together.
Yes, yes.
It's been great. All right, we have department reports next, Parks and Recreation Bond update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we're going to have a couple presenters this evening. I think Jessica's going to come up first and just kind of quickly cover the financial aspects of the bond project, and then Jay is going to follow up and give the the typical monthly report. So Jessica, if you would.
Quick financial update. And the changes are related to the two items that are on the agenda for the Parks Bonds projects tonight. So you heard about those in detail on Tuesday night. So the only changes were the Dorton stream restoration and the athletic field. Since we have a final design, that is the point we are updating those estimates. So those are the two cost changes, and then also investment earnings, we did update that through January, so that increased. So you can see that as of right now, with those updated costs, we're still to the good about $300,000. So happy to answer any questions, but just wanted to make sure y'all knew those two changes that are on the agenda for tonight are incorporated into these numbers.
All right, any questions from council?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, good evening. I'll take the rest of the bond updates here. So just starting with the projects that are currently under construction. First project we'll discuss is Dorton Park. Dorton Park, we had a staff walkthrough last week to go through our punch list items as we continue to work through those leading up to the grand opening. That'll take place on March 25th. We have the signs that have been ordered for the disc golf course that are currently being fabricated. We hope to get some of them installed in time. If not, they'll be installed soon, right after the installation of install of the grand opening. We also are waiting for the playground to come in, and that'll get installed as soon as that arrives. And then the last item I want to mention is we do have tree plantings that'll take place in the fall. So as we'll see the grand opening take place this month, we'll have tree plantings that we'll do back in the fall, which is the best time to take care of that for that initiative. Next up, the Academy Gibson McInnes Aquatic Center. Construction continues on this project. We have all of our supplies that are in. We just had a collaboration between engineering and B&G. We had to fix a few of the pillars just to move that based on the new entryway coming in. That has been done, and we are still on pace to open up in May as we normally would with our pool schedule. Yes?
Back to Dorton.
Okay.
Will the playground be there before the grand opening?
It will not. It's at its delivery point right now to get shipped here. We don't have the exact delivery date for it to come in, and then it'll be a probably 4 to 5 day install date. So it'll be here sometime in April. We just don't have the exact date. It got held up from the delivery from the original standpoint. Okay. The other project currently under construction, Caldwell Park, moving along very smooth. We continue the grading at the site. As you can see on the bottom right, we have all of our storm pipe that came in, and that'll be installed soon. And then as we see more updates and more installations coming through for that park, we'll update you on a monthly basis. But so far, mostly the demo and the clearing is what has taken place so far. And then for our next projects coming up, as we discussed last month, we are currently have bids that are being accepted for Ramsar Park. They went out in February. The bids close next Thursday on the 20th. So we hope to have all that information to bring to you in April once that closes. In addition, I know we had the presentation earlier this week for the Academy Gibson Fields, which Jessica just touched on as well. We're really just seeking approval for that, and then we'll plan to have that be the next project that is bid once we complete all the bidding for Ramsar. In addition to the athletic fields for Academy Gibson, we continue working on design for the skate park, pump track, sculpture garden. We are currently at 90% design, and we anticipate bringing that for final design in the nearing months as well. And then Dave Phillips Park, the main update for this is we did get some soil testing back that we have to readdress the aviary, which you see in the bottom right of your screen. We're looking at all the different ways that we can establish the appropriate location for that based on the soil testing that came back as being poor soil. So we're making some final adjustments to that, as well as the playground changes, and then alternate materials for our walls that we'll have to you in the near future. We hope to bring that in either April or May for final design for approval. We continue Hartzell design. Right now, the prefab bathroom is in Acela for reviewing. The engineering team is working closely on, and then we continue to work on the entire design for that, and we'll have that for you in the near future as well once we finalize the design. And then we continue working on the remaining projects. Internally, we are designing the Poplar Hunt Trailhead, and we'll have that for you sometime later this year as well. And then future projects, we are working on Wilson Street internal as well, which we did have an internal meeting last month. And then once we complete a few other of the projects and have all the funding that we get updated on from other bids, we'll look to start the planning for Flow and the Academy Recreation Center. And then finally, as we move forward with all of our projects, we'll make sure we have updates on the schedule, so you're in the loop with all of the design changes and/or construction timelines as we make those changes. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I always ask a question about the skate park. When are you getting the numbers on that? When you finish?
Yep, so we plan to have a design for that sometime this summer or early fall.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Questions?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. You have- Okay. Okay. Now we're moving over to recognition of persons requesting to be heard. This portion of the meeting is a time to recognize persons requesting to be heard and provide opportunity for anyone wishing to address the city council to do so. Each person will receive 3 minutes to address council. This is time for listening for council. The subject will be noted, and if required action or request, the city manager will note of such and provide steps for any required response or after action. Please leave your contact information with the city clerk to facilitate communications. All right, first I have Mally Clarity, correct? Am I close? I mean. It was because Larry wrote my name. Fourth time. I always read it
before I did.
exactly as you write it.
I apologize because I told you last time that I was going to be the one to write it down.
Welcome.
Maliko Levita, 101 High Clare. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. I am the owner of the Intrepid Companies, a real estate development firm here locally. I am a small business owner, as you know. You've heard from me multiple times. You know my history. As a small business owner, choosing to work locally, employ locally, use local consultants, hire local tradesmen in order to deliver a quality product, a quality for sale product for local families that I can be proud of the next time I stand before you. We focus on taking small properties that are underutilized or dilapidated or have not stood the test of time and partner with the community so we can bring them to full utilization. We're trying to fill a very specific housing need, and for this project, the Weddington Villas, we're asking for your support for an allocation of sewer capacity so that we can deliver 82 high-end for-sale townhomes. As you'll see from the presentation from my council, this project will greatly benefit the town of Concord. This is a community that I've worked in for a long time. I've been in this business for 20 years, and I come back to working locally. I come back to working in Concord because of the people, because of choosing to do things locally, choosing to take something that is underutilized and wanting to bring it to full fruition, and also wanting to make sure that we build relationships, wanting to make sure that I can come before you again and stand up here and show you what I have delivered in the past to ensure that we can continue a relationship together, to focus on challenging projects and make sure everyone is given an opportunity to the benefit of development. I'm here to ask you to bring a much needed housing supply to Concord for a quality high-end product. We also, you'll hear from our presentation, that we have partnered with We Build Concord to provide 8 lots for them for an affordable housing for Concord. And I hope that this is evidence that over the past few years, that it shows that it is my commitment to this project and to this community that we want to deliver something that not only is with the reputation of something that you would expect as we've stood up here before you, but also something that is going to deliver a much housing need to everyone in Concord. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Zach Allman?
Mayor, Council, thank you for giving us a second. I'm here on behalf of Mally Calavita and the Intrepid Companies. I'm also here tonight on behalf of REBIC, the Real Estate and Building Industry Coalition out of Charlotte. And Mayor Dush has been to a couple of our events and always brings a lot of good insight. We study things from, residential, commercial, traffic, adaptive reuse, you name it, we're looking into it. And I can assure you this is a really good product, really high quality product at a good price point. It's good for, executive housing, good for affordable housing. Just a really good option for a home buyer. We are asking that you please give us a sewer allocation at the next meeting. And if you have any further questions, we're happy to answer them. One other thing I'd like to mention is that on this property, before Mally took ownership of it, there were a lot of trailers on it. He cleaned those up. They were vacant. And so this property's sitting empty now. And, we'd just like to see something good done with it. So appreciate y'all's time. Thank you.
Thank you. Terry Fink, come forward. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Doing wonderful, thank you. I would like to thank the council for allowing me to speak tonight. I'm asking for your support on this project. Family members such as the Talberts, the Finks, Graves, Troutmans, Goodmans played a huge part in growing this community. For example, Pitts Baptist Church. Many members of this family were born, grew up, married, raised children, and are buried in this community. My husband and I met at Pitts Baptist, and we were married there. The 3 parcels originally was a small part of the Talbert farm. Taymor once was the Talbert farm. I'm sure you're familiar with Taymor. The family, at one time, in early years, they grew vegetables to share and to support this community. Property taxes have been paid on this property for a very long time. This family has a big desire to see this area continue to grow in a big way. I know decisions concerning sewer allocations can be difficult, but please support the completion of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you're talking about the Weddington Road villas.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary Sheehan? Welcome back.
Welcome, yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, Madam Attorney, Mr. Manager, and rest of council, Madam Clerk. Larry Shaheen, McIntosh Law Firm, 209 Delberg Street, Suite 203, Davidson, North Carolina, 28036. You've heard from the developer, you've heard from local property advocates, you've heard from the local property owner, and now you're going to hear from me about this parcel, which you all have an opportunity tonight to be able to do something that I know that has been the goal of this council for a long time, to be able to continue to do smart growth, to be able to do smart development. And we truly believe that what we've been able to come before you and bring to you tonight both meets the goals of being able to provide both a high-end quality product while also meeting the needs and helping find affordable product that's going to be able to be delivered here in the city of Concord. So as you'll know, we've already talked about this several times, but you'll see that the site location there is at the corner of Weddington Road and Pitt School Road. The plan is to do replacement of the existing mobile homes with newly constructed townhomes. We comply with the 2030 land use plan. We've received rezoning approval in 2021, and we've received our preliminary plat approval in 2021. So the site is ready to go. This is an older picture, but the existing land use at the time previously housed a trailer park. Those 6 trailers have since been moved, and I know, Madam Stocks, I know that is something that was significantly of concern to you for the displacement. All of those folks were able to find other housing. So there has been no displacement issues there for this specific issue. Surrounding area land uses include established residential subdivisions, a high-end rental community, and a new commercial and office space. This is our overall site plan. The Weddington Road villas are going to consist of, like we said, 82 townhomes. The project's going to have internal sidewalks, large amenity area, and a dog park. And this is the part that we want to really tie your attention to. And I really want to thank Patrick Graham and We Build Concord for choosing to work with us on this project. Just this week, we were able to sign an agreement that the builder and the developer are going to partner with We Build Concord and provide 8 lots in the community that will be provided specifically for those who meet the needs for affordable housing in the area. Again, we could not be more grateful to Mr. Graham and his organization for the opportunity to partner with them. And we look forward to hopefully seeing this project be able to provide much needed housing, not just for those who want to come live and work and play, but be able to, keep this community from being segregated. We want to be able to desegregate this housing. We want to be able to provide affordable housing. And this was something that Mr. Colavita was willing to do. And we thank, again, Mr. Graham and We Build Concord for being willing to work with us. As you can see, all of the product in the entire community is going to be the same. It doesn't matter as to what lots are built or not. You'll see that they're going to vary in terms of interior, but they'll all be 2-story. Most of them will be this product here, which is already in the ground and is actually built in another community. DRB is going to be the builder at the moment, and at this time, we expect that to be continued. So we would ask for your support for sewer allocation on this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
That's not mine.
Judd McAdams. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for letting me have an opportunity to speak to you again. I have been here several times in the past. We were fortunate enough to get our sewer application for our Chase Bank and Culvers at Poplar Crossing. If you look at your screen, we started that project by opening Food Line in 1998, and we've developed everything within the dotted lines, which are a variety of goods and services. The Goodwill, we expanded for the ABC store. We created the expansion, which now is the Vet and Medicap. My partners are the landowners, the Needham and Coble families. They've joint ventured with a group out of Ohio for the Legacy Concord Apartments, and we built the senior housing. We started with this project to build for the community, for goods and services for the community, and we're pleased that we got our capacity for the bank and Culvers. We are in design, infrastructure design right now. We should have our permits by early summer. There you can see the site plan of the 11 acres that we've divided into 8 parcels. So the Taco Bell is what I'm here tonight in support of our application for the sewer for Taco Bell. Very small capacity use, 800 gallons per day. But it adds to what we're trying to bring as additional services and goods. There'll be a 225 square foot restaurant, 9 employees at the highest shift, 40 seats, sales of about just less than $2 million a year, and a value of about $1.5 million, property tax wise. Again, and there's we are at the Star. That's at the corner of Poplar Tent and George Lyles. The 4 red dots are other Taco Bell locations. So there is a void in this area, and we'll be well served by this community. Again, thank you for your past interest in our project, and we have lots more to do. We're working on a daycare center right now for the project, and that'll probably be my next presentation. But thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you, sir. I have no one else signed up to speak. If anyone would like to speak tonight? There's no one else to speak, so therefore we'll move on to public hearings. Need a motion from council to open up number 1, conduct a public hearing pursuant to NC General Statute 158.7.1 to consider granting a 1-year 50% tax base development.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. I have no one to speak for or against it and would like to speak in regards to this item. There's no one to speak in regards to this item, therefore I go back to council to close the public hearing.
So moved, Mayor.
Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Back to council for a recommendation.
Mayor, I move we approve the 1-year 50% tax-based economic development and industrial spec grant as written.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Everybody ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Motion to open up number 2, conduct a public hearing and consider adopting an ordinance annexing 2.24 acres at 2625 Old Airport Road. Is there a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Back, let's see, I have no one signed up for or against this item. Is there anyone who'd like to speak in regards to this item?
Mr. Mayor, we'll make the comment that Autumn did provide the staff report to council on Tuesday evening at the work session. She could not be here tonight, but Kevin is here if there's any questions that council may have or wish to see any of the maps that was presented on Tuesday evening.
Okay. Council want to see anything? Is there anything? All right, and there's no one else to speak, therefore back to council to close the public hearing. We got a motion and a second, ready to vote. All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Back to council for recommendation. Yes.
So Mayor, Council, I've been very clear and consistent over the last 2, maybe 3 years, that with the situation we have with sewer and with the amount of present taxpayers that we have not been able to allocate sewer requests, and I'll use the word, I think it would be unethical to annex more residential property in under those circumstances. So just to get the ball rolling, I'd like to move that we deny the annexation ordinance.
Mayor, I'll support that.
So we have a motion and a second, and any further discussion? There's no discussion. Back to council for a vote. All in favor of denying, please raise your hand. Thank you very much. So that is unanimous on that. Item number 3, conduct a public hearing, consider adopting an ordinance amending a portion of Chapter 22 cemeteries of the city of the Concord Code of Ordinances. Is there a motion to open the public hearing? Motion is second. All in favor, raise your hand. Andy, are you in favor of that? You are? Okay, thank you. I have no one signed up for or against that. Does anyone like to speak in regards to this item? There's no one to speak in regards to this item, therefore, the motion from council to close the public hearing.
Move to close, Mayor.
Motion is second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Back to council for recommendation.
Second that, Mayor.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you, Valerie. And Jessica. Okay, moving on to petitions and requests. Number 1, consider adopting a resolution authorizing eminent domain action on easement on a parcel on Rock Hill Church Road.
We did speak about this on Tuesday. I'm happy to answer any questions. It's pretty straightforward.
Any question from council? There are no questions. Back to council for a recommendation.
Move to adopt the resolution. I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Item 2, consider adopting a resolution giving preliminary approval to issuance of multifamily housing revenue bonds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Jessica presented this item to council on Tuesday evening. This is a request for the city to assist in the financing for rehabilitation of the project or property known as Concord Chase Apartments. The financing amount would not exceed $27 million. This is preliminary approval. Staff would ask for council to approve it tonight.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion from council?
Motion to approve, Mayor.
We got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Number 3, consider awarding a bid to Mountaineer Contractors.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Dirk described this item to council in detail on Tuesday evening at the work session. This is a request to award a bid in the amount of $1,983,695.50 for the North Apron Access Road Project. These funds will be coming from the state of North Carolina.
Okay, is there a motion from council?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion and second, ready to vote. All in favor, raise your hand. All right, thank you. Item 4, consider adopting a gate allocation management program policy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Dirk also described this item to council on Tuesday as well, and the need for this gate management policy and procedure document. This will allow us to continue and to ensure operational integrity at the airport, so we would ask for council's consideration of this tonight.
All right, is there a motion from council? Second? Motion is second, ready to vote. All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Number 5, consider approval of final design for renovation of part of Academy Gibson Athletic Fields.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sheila went over this item and shared photos with council on Tuesday night at the work session. The current cost estimate for this project, even though this is just the final design, is $4,181,519. With the final design, this will allow staff to move forward with this project.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion from council?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Number 6, consider authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute a contract with HGS LLC.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Sheila also discussed this item with council on Tuesday at the work session. This is a contract with HGS LLC, and they will be doing the stream bank restoration project out at Dorton Park along Cottle Creek. So we'd ask that you allow us to move forward with this contract, the amount of $410,592.57.
All right, is there a recommendation from council?
Move to the contract, or move to approve the contract. Second that.
Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Item 7, consider accepting preliminary application for Douglas M. and Area Horton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Jackie described this item to council on Tuesday. This is a request for water service only outside the city limits. The address is 10647 Stonewall Road. It is zone county LDR. Sewer is not available, and as Jackie described on Tuesday, the existing well on the property has failed, so the request would be without annexation.
Thank you. Recommendation from council. Motion is second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Number 8, consider accepting preliminary application for Gaddis Brothers Property Holding LLC.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is also a request for water service only outside the city limits. Property is located at 411 Patience Drive. The request from staff would be to proceed without annexation.
Thank you. Recommendation from council.
Move to approve, Mayor. Second.
Got a motion and second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Number 9, consider establishing 2025 filing fees for seats of mayor and city council. You see it here. Is there a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion, please, sir.
Okay. Got a motion and a second? Okay, ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Consent agenda, we did pull item F on Tuesday, so is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second, Mayor.
Motion, okay. We got a motion and a second, ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Items not on the agenda. Okay. Do we have any youth council here tonight? Well, stand up for us. Oh. Yay. Yeah, yeah. Tell us your name, where you go to school, and what grade you're in. Very good. Thank you for being here. Let's have a round of applause for you. I don't see any scouts here tonight, but usually we have some. All right. Sounds good. All right, now matters not on the agenda. Transportation Advisory Committee.
Transportation Advisory Committee did not meet in February due to a lack of items. We will meet in March on the 26th, if anybody wants to join me.
Oh, there's a yawn over here.
Shouldn't be the only one.
Yeah. Metropolitan Transit Committee. Hello, LJ, how are you?
Good evening, sir. Mayor, members of council, Mr. Payne, Ms. Golchinsky, Ms. Deason. The MTC did not meet in February. They canceled their meeting, but we will be meeting later this month. So hopefully we'll have potentially an update for next meeting.
Okay, thank you. And while you're up, Concord Kannapolis Transit Commission. Betty or John, do you have anything that you want to add before that?
Go ahead, LJ, and then I'll chime in.
We didn't meet in December, but we did meet on February 28th. We had 3 topics that we covered. The new transit master plan that we're getting ready to launch here this month, really. We're getting underway with that. We also talked about the public art on buses. That had been discussed here with you through the Art Commission, but we wanted to make sure that Kannapolis was aware of it and supported it, and that was approved. And then Mr. Conrad from the MPO came to just get a confirmation about continuing the current transit plan for modeling purposes in the MPO's master transportation plan for 2050. Those were our 3 topics for February.
And I'd just like to add and thank Dole and Sarah Gay for coming and giving us an update and presentation on the Public Art Commission and how it possibly we'll see something on the buses eventually. So thank you for that.
And I think along the same lines with the fact that we're looking at how we finance that, which would be very creative.
Yes, sir.
Using individuals that want to promote it, so that'll be part of the game. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. Central Liner Regional Council.
We did not meet this month.
Okay, thank you. Water Sewer Authority of Cabarrus County.
We did not meet last month. We're meeting next week.
Okay, thank you. We Build Concord. Hello, Dr. Graham.
Hi, good evening,
How are you?
Mayor, Council, Mr. Payne, Ms. Klachinsky, and Ms. Deason. Just three brief things, just want to inform you of. As of March 20th, we will receive bids and review them for the Kerr Street project, the church, and we anticipate that by the second, third quarter of 2026, hopefully we'll be complete. Along with that, we have also just released to our vendor list architecture and engineering request for proposals for the Corbin Street project, and that will also be issued to the public as of this Tuesday. That is the 11-unit development that will probably be a test case for our tiny home cottage village ordinance. Along with that, we are getting very close to being done with architecture and engineering for the Malvern project, which, if you remember, is the old nursing home that will be converted into affordable condos in its first phase. So that should be complete. Other than that, we're still moving forward with some of our other initiatives, and of course, you just heard about Weddington, which I know that you all will be considering for sewer. But what I will say about projects like that, whether they're approved or not, we have come up with a formula we know makes it ironclad that when someone says they're going to have affordability and our name is involved, that it will have affordable development contractually and very solid. And I want to thank them also for working with us on that. But it is one of the ways that we try to protect the interest, obviously, of our parent organization, which is you. So with that, do you have any questions for me?
Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate all you're doing for us. Public Art Commission. I see you have support tonight.
Yes.
Oh,
Good evening,
just
everybody.
sneaking up there.
Just in case, yeah, my parachute, in case I have to jump. Wanted to give you all a quick update on some of the projects we've been doing. So on the streetscape project, which has been the most active lately, just as a little background, for the 4 sculpture spots, we had 31 sculptures that were submitted for those 4 spots, and the 4 spots have been selected. I'll show you the pictures of those 4. Along with these, the mounting plates that they mount from the sculpture to the ground, the earth, I guess we'll say, have been completed and are ready for install. And I particularly want to thank engineering and buildings and grounds for knocking those adapter plates out. That was really nice. They did it quick, and I think they'll work out really good. The 4 contracts have been signed by the artists and are approved. And as far as contracts go, I also want to thank Sarah particularly, and legal and risk management for working out all the details of getting these contracts going. And it's the first ones, hopefully, are the hardest, and they should be just ready to go next time, or minor changes or whatever. But the first couple have been a bit of a hurdle for them, and they've done a lot of work, and so that's very appreciated. And finally, these sculptures are scheduled to be installed March 19 and 20, so that's next week. And that's as far as I got for sculptures. For the,
Joel, may I interrupt you?
yeah, please.
It simply shows my lack of memory. We are doing these for a year or two? Are we going to own these sculptures? What, is
These
artist
are,
contains ownership?
These are leased for 1 year. Yeah. And so next year we'll get new ones, and hopefully after that we'll go to a 2-year interval. Yeah.
And each one of these has a story.
Yes.
Yes.
They do.
Not tonight, but.
Okay.
But.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as far as the mural that's going on the streetscape, ultimately we had 6 artists submit, and Jake Summerhour was the artist selected. This is a couple examples of his work that he put in as part of his application that as a group we just loved. And a few weeks ago, Sarah, Jake, and I did an introductory presentation to the downtown stakeholders. And at that meeting, Jake elicited some contact suggestions from the group to help him with his design. We haven't seen the design yet, but that's forthcoming. Okay, next project is the Les Myers Tennis Wall project. For this one, the PAC formed an artist selection panel, which consisted of those people you see, and particularly Ms. Clay. I'd like to thank you for being on that. I personally, just as a comment, thought the panel went really great, and hopefully that's sort of a model that we may use going forward for a lot of projects. And this one, we ended up, 44 artists submitted for this project, and so the selection committee narrowed it down to Drift Mural Company. They were selected, and these 2 pictures are examples of some of the work they've done. This one, currently the schedule's to have it done late April or May. So we'll see how that goes, but that's a ambitious schedule.
Doyle, do you know where that, in the bottom right, you know where that mural is?
Oh, sorry. Bottom right is Newton. Yeah, yeah. And I can't recall where the other one was, but it was obviously somewhere. But yeah, they have done work in North Carolina, so yes. Sure. And then finally, some of the other projects, the mural grant program. We got through one hurdle where planning and legal agreed that public art murals are not considered signs and other things that I won't go into. But that was a big hurdle. And so with that, the application and guidelines should be added to our project webpage coming up soon. For the bus wraps, like LJ said, that we presented to the Transit Commission, who voted to keep the project going forward. And for that one, the commission now is working to determine the specific layout that we want to, that we think would be best for the art to be on the buses. Whole bus, part of the bus, that sort of thing. For the art map, staff's is finalizing the citizen nomination form, and we'll add that to the website once it's done. And then the next step for the long-range potential project of a mural at the George Liles Overpass is the staff is to contact the NCDOT art project coordinator. And that's all I have for an update. And unless there's questions.
Any questions? You've got a lot going on there, don't you?
Lots happening all of a sudden, yes. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Doyle. Concord United Committee. Marie?
How are you tonight?
Good. How are you, Mr. Mayor?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Members of council, Ms. Kolczynski, Ms. Edwards, Mr. Payne. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Currently, for the month of March, we're planning to examine the city's urban planning process. And so we've got Mr. Osborne along with Kaylee Caton that are coming to present on March 25th. The committee's also planning to revisit the transit and transportation with a focus on microtransit, which we're hoping to secure in April. We're also looking to reconvene the Police and Hiring Practices Subcommittee to take a deeper dive into the traffic stops and also to revisit the co-responder model for the mental health and law enforcement partnership. There were also a couple of areas based on the staff feedback that we had gotten from the prior committee reports. There were some recommendations at that time that looked like they were potentially actionable that the committee would like to follow up on under the affordable housing category. Any questions there?
Question from council?
We did have some updates for the committee roster. There are 8 committee members that have terms that are set to expire on April 30th. 5 of those 8 would like to be reappointed. That would be Dr. Amy Steele, Bob Anderson, Quentin Locklear, Cecilia Plez, and William Porter. 3 will not be renewing their terms at this time because of outside commitments. Bishop Hinton is got some more demand on him with the churches. Greg Mills, who was recently elected as Vice Chair of the Board of Education, and myself, who was recently accepted into law school.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
And with the 2 seats that are expiring, 2 of the 3 being co-chairs, we've had conversations. Quentin Locklear is here tonight, along with Michelle Joshua. Both of them have expressed that they are willing to step in and fill those co-chair roles. They've both been very faithful, very present, strong contributors to the committee. And they have been joining our co-chair update since January. And so they do also meet the demographics of the 2 of us that are leaving the co-chair positions. And so we'd like to submit them for your consideration as replacement co-chairs. And so with all of these changes, that will leave 4 vacancies that need appointments to the committee. And that's all I have this evening.
When do you start law school?
This fall.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for all your work.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate that.
And an honor.
Any questions?
They tried to scare you the first year, don't let them scare you.
Thank you for that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Council have anything else they want to discuss tonight? All right. Thank you all for being here. Is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor, say aye. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, everyone, and a good weekend. Yes, yes. Everything good? Yes, good.